Hello and welcome to the Alberton Rugby Club. It's round 13 of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge, and our feature match features the home side, the Elander, up against Raiders Rugby Club. Two formidable sides who will go toe-to-toe to try and find out who will come victorious at the end of the 80 minutes. Well, it hasn't been a great season for the Elander. They lost narrowly to Wanderers last weekend away to Call It Drive, while Raiders, they were boosted by a 10-point win over the table-topping Northwest University side. Plenty of great results as we head into the business end of the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge. This is how they look on the table. That win, not enough to elevate Raiders into that top four, but they're hunting for a place. They're just 3 points adrift from Wits, who are also in action this afternoon. Elander, lots of work for them to do to get off the foot of that table. They currently sit 9th on the log. Round 13 then, well, lots of fixtures to come, including our feature one for this afternoon, with the Elander up against Raiders. Randfontein host UJ, while Roodepoort also host Wanderers, with Wits looking to claim bragging rights in the battle of the students. They host the Northwest University. Picturesque is the Alberton Rugby Club. Not a cloud in the sky, so plenty to look forward to in terms of running rugby as the two sides make their way out onto the pitch. The Elander side rocked with a number of injuries, so a lot of chopping and changing has had to happen for them, as Sean Potgieter leads them out on the occasion of a milestone for him, followed by the captain in Taylor Paulson in the 9 jersey. Mentioning those injuries, Lindo Dladla has had to sit out this afternoon. He's been replaced in the starting side by Eshen van Skalkwyk rather, who will start in the tight head position, with Freddie Besaidnout elevated from the bench into the loose head side. And JJ Krier also slotting in at the lock position, with Bakis Buerta shifting to the bench. Unchanged are Raiders from that quite convincing win over the Northwest University last week at the Bill Jardine Stadium. Plenty to look forward to. It'll be a battle that will be so titanic this afternoon here at the Alberton Rugby Club. Renier Vermeulen is our referee for this afternoon. Plenty of experience and plenty of responsibility on his shoulders, and probably his whistle will Renier Vermeulen have this afternoon. Almost underway with the Elander in their traditional brown strip, and Raiders in their blue, white and red strips, playing from right to left on your screen. Plenty of talent. That man was really good in the second half of that match against the Northwest University. And John Kubeka kicked so well from the kicking tee. He'll be looking to carry that momentum from what was a really crucial and important win for them. Referee Vermeulen just checking the numbers and if Taylor Paulson is ready to go. And we're all set with John Kubeka getting us underway, high and hanging and swirling and forcing Elander back. And they're under pressure immediately here. The Elander, with Raiders looking to claim first possession inside Elander territory, but they have possession of the ball. Paulson gives it out to Henry Payne. Only finds Lentour, and look at that! Oh, what a start! It's Octavian Müller who scores! And first points and first blood to the visiting Raiders side. What a interplay between Cameron Lentour and Octavian Müller. The counter-attack, the chip ahead, and found oodles of space in which Octavian Müller, man of the match from last weekend against the Northwest University, to score yet another try. And Kobeka makes no mistake in front of the posts. Seven points to 0. Lead Raiders inside the opening 2 minutes of this match. Puertas gets us underway. And they'll regain the possession here. Will the Elander. Paulson. Now to Puertas. Big hit on him as they drive him back behind the advantage line. And it's turnover ball now for Raiders with Kalayo Modimo in possession. Müller, nice interplay now between the loose forwards. Quick ball for Raiders with Kubeka into the hole. And leaving it behind him, but swept up by Sfiso Kumalo. Still on the attack, Raiders, with Müller going back, but finds Kalaya Modimo with yet another carry. Müller into Kumani Jia. And there were men over that ball from the Elander. Isolated was Kumani Jia. And a lot of high fives going to Lesejo Mailangwe, coming up with the ball. Penalty kick is not out. Now it's Lentour. Step back onto the Elander side. Possession with Taylor Paulson, who decides to chip it ahead. Siki is there to sweep up. Kubeka decides to go the old Gary Owen. And all taken by Payne. And he hoofs it forward, but finds his opposite number in Cameron Lentour. Decides to go on his own. Had Chris Juries in support. And it's a wayward pass from Cameron Lentour. Put Siki under a bit of pressure to try and get that ball under control. Eventually it rolls out onto that far side and into touch. Enterprising start and very fast start to this match between the Elander and Raiders. Throw goes against Elander, and Kumani Jia rumbles it forward. Müller, look at this ranging run from Sinofuyopali. Takes a lot to bring him down. Octavian Müller has seemingly milked the penalty here for some lazy running. And yes, Renier Vermeulen obliges and gives the penalty to Raiders. Kubeka just making sure that everybody is calm and under control before he puts this into touch, which he finds the safety of it. But hasty is calming the nerves as John Kubeka. He's very much the general in this side. First throw for Sfiso Kumalo at line-out time. Finds Snofuyopali, who brings it down. And an immediate sack, but they've been able to funnel that ball back to Snofuyo Bali, in fact, as a truck and trailer, says Renier Vermeulen. Did look like they broke off to the side there as Sfiso Kumalo and some of his teammates in front of him. There's a good touch finder from Jason Buerta, who is in the 12 jersey this afternoon. He's played majority of the season in the 15 jersey. Mailangwe throw goes against him again, swept up by Kumalo, who takes it forward. Mulla Kubeka to Muzi Dube. Who's carrying well is Muzi Dube over the advantage line. Mulla through the hands of Dylan Malchas. Now Kubeka sweeps it up. Lentour, lovely pass. Juris was looking for the man on the outside, decides to hoof it forward. Here's Lentour! Try awarded by Renier Vermeulen. And I think it's Cameron Lentour who got to the ball first. Pace to burn. Does Cameron Lentour. Did well, did Lentour and Kubeka, and then Juris was looking for the man on the outside, didn't have him. And look at the pace from Lentour. Oh, in fact, it missed him. And scored by Chris Juris, the veteran. Kubeka makes no mistake from in front of the posts yet again. 14 points to 0. And we've barely touched the 10-minute mark at the Alberton Rugby Club. A turn of pace from Cameron Lentour. And Chris Juris is no slouch, even though the years have passed. Benny Buertes gets us underway again. And a tap back on the Elander side, but no one was wearing brown to field that tap back. It's an area that they've struggled in all season long, the line out of the Elander. Beat Roodepoort in their opening game here. Since then, they haven't been able to get their season on track. Only 2 wins all season long. Kumalo does well to find Bali. Down for Octavian Muller. Whoa! What a big bump off that. Gia making sure that he takes names. Interplay between Siki and Bali. And Bali has knocked it on. How about that collision in midfield? Heavy man is Tumani Gia. Big bump off. It's the Raiders who've brought the intensity inside the first 10 minutes of this match. Hunting a place in the top 4 are the men from the Bill Jardine Stadium. And the scrum for the Elander, which Taylor Paulson will feed, and there's pressure coming in, but the ball makes its way to the back. Now Jason Buerta on the angle. Gia's come through the middle and scooped that ball up, so possession conceded by the Elander to Raiders. And took a while for Octavian Muller to get that ball back. It squirted out ugly. Now the veteran Chris Juris mops up and does well to stay on his feet long enough. Now the ball again disrupted at the back. And a deliberate knockdown from Raiders. A penalty will go to the Elander. Buata makes no mistake. First real opportunity for the Elander inside Raiders territory here to possibly put some points and close that 14-point gap. Mailangwe does well with the variation. Now Mailangwe! Brilliant from the Elander. The line-out variation works to perfection. Sean Potgieter and Lesego Mailangwe combining at the front of the line. And it's the hooker who just had Octavian Muller to beat. And he does well, does Lesego Mailangwe. Really well done. The patience also from Sean Potgieter not to give it so soon after he got the pass from Mailangwe. And little hesitation just bought Mailangwe a bit of time and a bit of space. And the coach's version from Henry Payne is to the side. And it's good signs though for the Elander. They've been able to get themselves onto the board through Lesego Mailangwe. 14 points to 5. And it's still Raiders who lead. Restart from Kubeka's high and hanging, and good claim from Sean Potgieter. Paulsen, a bit of a juggle from Jean-André van der Heever. Paulsen finds a bit of space in midfield, but good work from Octavian Muller, and combined well with Lentwer. He thought he had some space on that side, but overcooked his kick, and they'll go all the way back where Cameron Lentwer kicked the ball. Mailangwe has already got 2 lineouts picked from him. So this is an important one. And he go third time lucky. And it's picked off in the front again. Turnover possession at lineout time. Muller gives it out to Lushozi. Muller spots a little hole and through it does Octavian Muller. Can he go all the way? Look at this thing, and he scrum off. And good work from his opposite number, Taylor Paulsen. Needed to make that tackle because Oki Muller was on his bike. Dangerous is Oki Muller. Just saw that there was no pillar defense on that side. Benny Puertas just wasn't able to get enough of a jersey on him. Does well, does Paulsen. This time it's to the tail of the line out, does well. Elander messed it up though in his turnover position. Now Mkhubata through the hole! My goodness! Unforced error punished by the Raiders club. And it's Asatandile Mkhubata who goes straight through the hole. Knock on Juris does well to combine with his center pair. And Asatandile Mkhubata through 2 defenders and over the whitewash. Three tries inside the first 20 minutes. And Kubeka has converted all of them. The latest by Asatandile Mkhubata. 21 points to 5. Lead Raiders. And it's going to be a long afternoon if these kind of unforced errors are irregular for the Elander. Bushosi does well to gather the restart, taken on by Malchas. Digging it out is Vuyosiki, gives it out to that man again, Gia. Kubeka didn't have players to pass to, so he kept it with him and into contact, and does well to stay on his feet long enough for the cavalry to arrive. Now picked off. Can he go all the way? Jason Porter, you bet he can. Intercept try from the Elander, and it belongs to Jason Porter. Well, Vuyosiki, the culprit on that occasion, coming around. And well spotted from Jason Porter. One-handed pick-off. And goes uncontested. And it's a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment. They're exchanging tries, these two sides. Jason Porter, his try is converted by Henry Payne. (21 points to 12). And we barely touched 20 minutes. This is what it's all about. And there was numbers on the outside. You could see what Vuyosiki was seeing on the outside, but Jason Porter just picked it off. Needed to, because on the outside there was trouble for the Elander. The restart has been lost forward by Ashley Sibi. And a bit of trouble here for Muzi Dube. He's into the side for Lihle Sono. This afternoon is Muzi Dube. And Lihle Sono was so industrious last week against a very heavy pack from the Northwest University. He showed all his ball carrying ability and skill, did Lihle Sono. Muzi Dube needs to match that if he's going to be able to keep Sono away from that 6 jersey, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue here. Well, Muzi Dube is being helped off the park. And that man who was speaking of, Lihle Sono, onto the park in the 19 jersey. So an early casualty for Raiders through injury. Muzi Dube, looks like a shoulder. Meanwhile, we'll resume with a scrum for the Elander. In from Taylor Paulson. The shove comes from Malchas and company. And enough pressure exerted on the Elander scrum. And they concede the penalty. Dropping the bind, says Renier Vermeulen. Kubeka from the resulting penalty chews off some valuable meters and into a place where they can strike. Yeah, it was enough of a positive hit from Raiders to put pressure on that front row of the Elander. Kumalo.
That's him. I can see by the smile. I can see his coloring.
Finds Lushozi and brought down well. In fact, it was Sinofuyo Bali, that man who was jumping on that occasion. It's fractured a little bit, but it's still going forward now. Kumanichia breaks off on his own, and then the cavalry arrives to support him. Pick and go goes Dylan Malchas. Now it's Lushozi, but not enough meters gained on him. Gia goes the other way, and in support was Dylan Malchas. Did well to keep his feet in play, did Kumani Gia. Now a little bit quicker with the pick and go. Out from Malchas. In fact, it's Besta! He scored one last week. He scores again. It's James Besta who comes up with the ball for Raiders. And it's their fourth score and bonus point try. Did well to suck in the defenders from the pick and go. Then Okimula still had so much to do, goes through the tackle of Jason Puerta. And Puerta just admonishing himself that he couldn't make that tackle stick on James Besta. 4 tries have Raiders scored inside 23 minutes of play in this first half. The latest through James Besta. Kubeka has converted all 3 so far. And this should very much be a formality for Kubeka. Right in front. Extra 2 points from the boot of John Kubeka. And Raiders are streaking ahead in this encounter between themselves and the Elander. 28 points to 12. And we're barely half an hour in. The start is deep and enough pressure coming from the Elander, but James Besta, the try scorer, just hoofs it forward. It's too deep from Henry Payne, and Cameron Lentwer just makes no mistake to call the mark and gives it to the trustworthy boot of Kubeka. Does well to find the touch finder. Clinical in the end from Raiders, but it could have been an opportunity for Elander from the restart. Mailangwe over the top, but they were closing the gap, says Renier Vermeulen, with the Raiders boys. Short-term penalty to the Elander. Can't call for a scrum. Those are the new laws. So Paulson just hands it off to Sean Puerta. Arm is out for an advantage for not rolling away. Can the Elander use this as Freddie Besaidno, Dinesh and Van Skalkwyk combine? Now it's Mailangwe. Renier Vermeulen has seen enough. Quickly goes Talon Paulson. We need to be back 10 meters on Raiders. I think Renier Vermeulen is satisfied that the initial defense was back 10 meters. Now Sean Puerta Potgieter, in fact, gives it out, and I think as an intercept from James Bester. Did well because there were 2 or 3 Elander players lurking from the pass from Sean Potgieter. Danger averted. Only for now for Raiders. It'll be Elander who will feed this line out. Mailangwe to the middle. And the rolling maul is good, and then it's sacked late. Paulson, Buerta, now Buertas in the 10 jersey, but he's very adept at 12 as well. Uses his heavy frame, but stripped off him. And the referee was playing an advantage to the Elander. Tap and go. Now to Jean-André van der Heever! Wow, wow, wow. Had so much to do, did Jean-André van der Heever. But he did it so well. You questioned the defense from Raiders, but it's Jean-André van der Heever who comes up with the ball and with the try, an important one for the Elander. Through the first tackle of Lihle Sono, and then Chris Juries and John Kubeka couldn't get him down. Calls for an obstruction, but Renier Vermeeren says, no way. Extra 2 points coming from Henry Payne. They're not out of it. They are not out of it at all. Oh, the home side. Rocked by 4 tries, but they've scored 3 of their own. And the latest belonging to Jean-André van der Heever. Kubeka high. And a tap back. And accidentally in an offside position. So Renier Vermeulen says, I'm not going to penalize you for that, Elander. Seesaw battle here at the Alberton Rugby Club. Every time that the Raiders club, who have looked more threatening of the 2 sides, has scored, has been the Elander who've hit back. It's an important match this for the home side. They need to get themselves off the foot of that Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge table. Important for Raiders as well, because they're looking and hunting for a semi-final spot. Off the back goes Kumanichi here, and over the advantage line. Muller, Kubeka, looked to give it to Mkhubata, but decided to keep it. Muller to Kalaya Modimo. Muller. Now Lentuor. Oh, the pass was just in front of Asatandile Mkhubata. They had spotted a bit of space on that short-hand side. And Lentuor is so good at that. And just spotting mismatches and turning on the afterburners. That time, just couldn't get the pass to Mkhubata. The opposing play suspect some of those forwards are bleeding ever so slightly. substitution here for Raiders. And, I think it's Tsepo Kalayamodimo who doesn't want to go off. Sikona Masuku sent back to the bench. Play will restart for a scrum to the Elander. Big pressure, but illegally so, says the need for Vermeulen, and going in at the angle, says the referee. They'll get the reprieve of a penalty here with the Elander, which Jason Porter can hoof it forward. Langwe, it's another line out that's going to arrive for the Elander. Now to Kumanichia, bumping off Benny Portis. Muller spots the gap, does Kubeka, but his passes are right and picked up by Mark Verfey. And in a desperate attempt to get that ball back on their side, the Raiders have conceded the penalty for offside. The option for Taylor Paulson, the captain of Elander, is to give it to his most trustworthy asset and weapon in Jason Porter's boot. Kicks well, does Jason Porter. He's already scored a try. Can he add to the 5 points that he has to his tally with this penalty? Good strike from Porter, but it's just drifting away to the right of the upright. And an opportunity to close off the gap is missed from the Elander. It stays 28 points to 19. And the Raiders, the visiting side, in the lead. Kubeka, 22-meter dropout, taken by Benny Portis. Out from Paulson to Jason Porter. Now to Sean Porter. Ranging on the outside is the lock forward. Porter to Mailangwe. They vary it. That play on the inside. Taylor Paulson. Now the cross kick. Looking for Sean Potgieter. Well, it's a good option because the bigger man in Sean Potgieter was up against Cameron Lentour. If that had gone to hand, well, who knows? It could have been an opportunity for the Elander to cross the whitewash yet again. Kumalo. Miscommunication at line-out time for Raiders, the first time. And the strip illegal because there was an Elander knee on the ground, so the Raiders needed to release that ball. Penalty yet again. This time, Taylor Paulson just asks Jason Porter to nudge it into touch and hopefully get the maximum points here, not just the possible 3 points. Need this line out from Lesego Mailangwe to be accurate. Sean Potgieter is a good option. He's got Jandre van der Heever in the middle of that line and Sean Botha. There's plenty of options for Mailangwe. It's the front one with Sean Potgieter. They do well. And that rolling ball just drifting towards the touchline, but then in field. Paulson off the bootlaces from Benny Boates. Look at this line! Oh, beautiful! Nothing Mube, the man scoring for the Elander. Brilliant. And firstly, it was good from line-out time, and then Benny Boates. They all looked on the outside, but it's Mube who picked the perfect line and scores for the Elander. 4 tries apiece now in this match. Nati Mube, the man who scores. No problem for Henry Payne. And with just 3 minutes left on the clock in this first half, the Elander just 2 points adrift, 28 points to 26. Well, they've let the advantage slip here, have Raiders. After a fast start in this first half, they've seen their lead literally being chewed off and chopped off to just 2 points. Brilliant. What a game we have here in the Pirates Grand Challenge. Small error from Mark Verfey in the restart. There's an opportunity here for Raiders to possibly hit back again after seeing the lead being chewed off. In from Oki Muller, out to Chris Juries, who sets a phase in midfield. Muller to Gia, crossing the advantage line again. Muller, Kubega to Kumalo. Stripped in the tackle. The referee says it's legal. Now turnover possession for the Elander with Sean Potgieter in possession. Quick ball for Paulson. Finds Taylor Paulson, spotting some real estate behind the defense of Raiders. Muller cleans up to Vuyosiking, who decides to hoof it forward. Van der Heever's there waiting. Gives it to arranging Ryan Langford. Now space on the outside with the try scorer. Gives a nice ball, does Nati Ngube. And Raiders came in with the hand there. But an entertaining first half comes to an end here at the Alberton Rugby Club. 4 tries apiece, 8 tries in total in this first 40 minutes. And it's the visitors who have a slender lead over the hosts. It's Raiders who lead the Elander by 28 points to 26. We'll be back with the second half and thoroughly enjoyed this first half, and hopefully the second lives up to the billing. Welcome back to the Alberton Rugby Club, and it's second half action between the Elander and Raiders, who lead the home side by 28 points to 26. 4 tries apiece in that first half. A thoroughly entertaining one. And it's a game that anybody can take at the moment. The Elander did so well to claw themselves back after being rocked by 3 very early tries from Raiders. Then they were able to score 4 of their own. Good take from Lushozi from the restart. Muller spots a bit of space. Turns Verfey and Payne around. Now it's Verfey hoofing it forward. John Kubeka trying to take that over his shoulders. Finds Lentwer, who makes light work of Verfey. Finds Jason Porter though with his kick. Now it's Sean Potgieter now to Van der Heer for a lovely offload to Benny Porters, who's through 2 tackles, is Benny Porters. And then Kumani Chia puts a stop to that. Arm is out for an advantage, early one for the home side. Freddie Besapno takes it forward. Interplay between the 2 locks in Langford and Kriya. Ngube. It's good passage of play here for the Elander with possession. Oh, lovely! Look at this! It might be the Elander who's on the board first here. Yes, they are! Mark Verfey! And what a start to the second half from the home side. Mark Verfey scores for the Elander. Lovely work from Taylor Paulson. Did so well was Ryan Langford. And the inside pass on the floor to his winger and Mark Verfey to score. And after trailing for much of that first half, it's the Elander who are in front for the very first time in this match. 5 tries now they've scored. Tough conversion for Henry Payne. And he's just pulled it to the left of those uprights, but as the Elander, after trailing for the first 40 minutes, are in front early in the second 40. They're up by 31 points to 28 now. Those danger signs now for Raiders. They look a little bit shocked and perplexed as what is going on. After leading so much and playing so well in that first half, they've opened the back door and, in fact, the front door for the Elander. A restart from Kubeka didn't go the required 10 meters, but it was played by Sean Porter. Well, the pass is a little bit wayward, and good skills by Eshen van Skalkwyk rather. Porter. Now Ngube. Now Sean Potgieter ranging on the outside. Does well to get that over the advantage line. Benny Portis takes it off his bootlaces for JJ Kriya. Paulson. They had the advantage were the Elander. And there's a bit of concern here for, I think it's Tumani Chia, and the man in the white scrum cap for the Raiders club in the 8 jersey. He hasn't gotten off the deck yet. Just a lip cut. It looks like it, a bit of blood. Tough man is Kumanichi here. Gets up on his feet unassisted. Restart is with a penalty in which Jason Buerta will send it inside the 22-meter area of Raiders. Mailangwe does well to find Sean Potgieter, and he takes it down. Lineouts now functioning quite well. They've already scored one from a varied lineout, and they've been able to milk the penalty, have the Elander off that resulting lineout. So now it's functioning very well, this Elander lineout. A combination of Mailangwe and Potgieter at the front of that lineout working. Buerta just calmly nudges it into touch. Full of confidence now, the Elander. Mailangwe again the varied, but they've spotted Potgieter this time. They bring him down. Paulson, Benny Buertas. Wrapped up in midfield is Ryan Langford. Paulson, Van der Heever. Tough man to bring down is Jean-Andre Van der Heever. Paulson, same way they go, and difficult pass for Ngube to pick up off the ground. He's lost it forward, and then players on the ground quickly goes Oki Muller and flings it out. Lost backwards, says the referee. So possession still with Raiders. Muller, Juris gets through the first tackle, and then the offload to John Kubeka. And a ruck was formed, so he couldn't play it on the ground with the Elander, costing them a penalty. Kubeka doesn't chew off a lot of meters from that touch finder from the penalty. Importantly, he's gotten it into touch. Kosi Vumile Mhlaba in the 18 jerseys on for Raiders. Kumalo does well to Lushozi now. Down for Muller to Lihle Sono, who can stretch his legs in midfield. Muller, Kubeka, Mkhubata into the hole. Can he go all the way? Oh, brilliant. James Bester will be the one who scores it. Mkhubata, Lentwer and Bester combining on the outside. And it's a brace for the left winger. Brilliant long pass, and then Mkhubata stepping off his left foot. Gives it out to Lentwer. And the switch with James Bester on the angle. Did well, did James Bester, to note that they were running out of space on the outside. Cut back in and scores his second for the afternoon is James Bester. Regained the lead here, have Raiders. And they'll need John Kubeka to just extend it a little bit here. 33 points to 31 with the kick to come. And he does this, John Kubeka. Takes it to 35 points to 31 now. 5 tries apiece. 10 tries already in this game. And we haven't even played an hour yet. Buertis gets it underway to Nusane, who's onto the park in the 20 jersey. He's a live wire, and the danger is Kanyang Nusane into the hole, looking for support. Finds Bester on the outside. Muller down the short-hand side, charge down, possession now with the Elander. It's Mark Verfey. Inside he goes. Brilliant from the Elander. Nube's cut down. They keep it alive with Mark Verfey. Quick ball, short Potgieter. There are questions being asked of whether the retreating Raiders players were in an offside position. It might well be a try. Yes, it is. It's Sean Potgieter right from the kickoff who scores his second. And the Elander are back in front. Brilliant. Mark Verfey stays on his feet. And then Nathi Ncube finds Potgieter. Mkhubata, well, I think that would have been a penalty try if Sean Potgieter didn't get it onto the ground. But because he made it onto the line, the referee awarded it. What a seesaw battle here at the Alberton Rugby Club. Buerta, tough conversion. And he's just pulled it across the face of the uprights, but the Elander are a point ahead again. The third time that the lead has exchanged hands. They're up by 36 points to 35. And Sean Potgieter deserves that try. He's been so good all afternoon long. Kubeka goes deep, and, well, Mark Verfey with the error. And after scoring points on the other end, it's the Elander who find themselves under a little bit of pressure here. And I have to defend this line out. Eleven tries in the match, 6 to the Elander, 5 to Raiders. Which way will this game go? Mark Verfey knocked that into touch, so the Raiders have an opportunity or a choice between a line out or a scrum, in which they've elected for a scrum. Somebody needs to take this game by the horns. One point is the difference. In from Octavian Muller, off the back by from Kumani Jia, who's ranging forward is the big eighth man. Now for Kubeka, inside for James Bester. Muller just organizing a pod of forwards. Gives it to Kalayamodimo. Muller to Jia. Just cut down short. About 3 meters away from that try line now, Raiders. Taken on by Khumalo. He's over the line and he scored. Sfiso Khumalo has scored for Raiders. And the seesaw battle continues at the Alberton Rugby Club. So good from Tumanijia again. And then carried on by Sfiso Khumalo with the help from Ngosi Kona Masuku. 12 tries in this game, 6 apiece. And one of these sides will be hoping to hang on to this lead. The conversion from John Kubeka is successful. $42 points to 36. But the Elander are very much within touching distance. One try away again, and this is what the coaching staff and the fans are edging this Elander side. Restart is claimed by Tumanijia. Lentua doing some trickery, but well spotted by Potgieter. Possession, turnover, Taylor Paulson, no, says Renier Vermeulen. He did get some help from his near side assistant, did Renier Vermeulen. Initially said that ball came off the leg. His near side assistant had spotted a little hand from the Elander. Sfiso Khumalo's work is done for the afternoon. He's been replaced by Lwazi Ngobo in the 16 jersey. His first act. He's a line out that he needs to be accurate. Ngobo tapped down by Sibi. Awkward ball for the backs to try and get under control, and they've lost plenty of meters here, have Raiders. Now Lentua has come across. Now Sibi ranging on this near side. Mula Kubega to Lihle Sono. Mula Kubega spots some space, but well spotted by Jason Buota. Twinkle toes and stays in field. Thought about the big pass across field and then thought against it. Paulson sends it all the way across to Adrian Karelse. Now danger signs as Oki Muller can employ his right foot step. But good work from Freddie Besaidnout. And then just couldn't get his big frame out of the way quick enough. Freddie Besaidnout concedes the penalty for not rolling away. It's interesting this now. The Raiders are trying to consolidate this lead. John Kubeka has pointed to the posts. Instead of being a 6-point game, it can be a 9-point game. And forcing the Elander to score twice to regain this lead. Distance won't be a problem from John Kubeka. He's got a good boot on him. Kubeka strikes it well. Distance just comes up a bit short. The counter-attack is now from the Elander, and they've lost it forward. Well, I might have over-talked the boot of John Kubeka ever so slightly. It fell way short, that attempted penalty. And it's also just taken time out of the game. So smart play from Raiders to not only attempt to stretch the lead to 9 points, they've also eaten out some valuable time out of the game. 20 minutes left in this encounter. Just Khubata receiving some medical attention, which I think won't be enough to keep him on the park. He's limping off his Satandile Khubata. Possession, though, is still with Raiders. They'll need to feed this line out. In from Octavian Müller. As well as Taylor Paulson. And then the players in an effort to sweep up that knockback from their captain, just not good enough. In fact, it will be a put into the scrum for the Elander. Octavian Müller is a little bit perplexed by the decision from Renier Vermeulen, but it will stick. In from Taylor Paulson. The shove is from Raiders, but he is able to get it out. The same move from Nati Ngube and Benny Burton, this time spotted by Juris and company. Buata trying to get on the outside of Karelse, and then John Kubeka got his hands past the ball and in from the side. The penalty will go to the Elander. Jason Buerta. He's made a good account of himself in the 12 jersey. Versatile as Jason Buerta, can play fly off and also fullback. Many of the plays also this afternoon, you've seen him as the first receiver, him and Benny Buertas just exchanging. As well as the Elander, that line out all the way to the tail. Paulson, Buertas, all the way across. And now straightening of the line from Mark Verfey. Paulson, Buertas. The Elander can range and stretch their legs forward. And they've lost it forward through Brandon Skoltz. Into the park for Lesego Mailangwe. Still plenty of time in this match for the Elander to get back like they have all afternoon. 6-point game. They're a converted try away from regaining the lead. And they've shown a great account of themselves here. For anyone to write them off with a little under 20 minutes to play. Lentwa, Karelse, twinkle toes, and then the flag is up from this near side assistant. And Karelse thought that he had released the ball and onto his boot before he had stepped onto the line. Referee's assistant thinks otherwise. Skoltz, Potgieter, quick line out. And the rolling maul is uncontested from Raiders. Now they have to get numbers in behind the ball and defend this maul that has chewed off about 10 meters so far. It's a bit exposed now. They're trying to flood that ball. Oh, Raiders out from Paulson though to Ngube, who's wrapped up in midfield. Paulson, JJ Krier. Potgieter, inside ball, look at this! Through the tackle! Mbele, the man who gets through. Would you believe it? Excellent stuff from the Elander. And it's Mbele who scores their 7th try. Lovely option from Paulson to find Potgieter, who's assisting again. And then Mbele does well to get through the last tackle and scores. They're a conversion away from regaining the lead here on the Elander. What a game. Jason Porter will make no mistake in front of the post here. Conversion is good. The Elander are back in front. 1 point game again here at the Alberton Rugby Club. The Elander lead Raiders by 43 points to 42. What a game. Just when you thought the one side has claimed it, the other hit back. Long and high from Kubek, and Bester does well to regain possession for Raiders. Now it's Masuku who's pumping his legs forward. Muller. Christopher Juries back against the grain and into the forwards. Gets good support from Sibi. Muller short side, and the Besters dropped it cold, I think. No, possession is still with Raiders. Now Kumani Jia pumping his legs as he's done all afternoon. Lentwer does well, does Carlson to hang on. Gives the pass off to Daman Sinuka. Possession and face play with Raiders, trying to get themselves back in front in this game. Short side they go, Chris Juries, lovely offload! Oh my goodness! Adrian Carlson has scored for Raiders. And within a minute of reclaiming the lead, the Elander have conceded it right back to Raiders. Kubeka did well, looked the one way, then the other, and lovely. All the experience in the world from Christopher Juries. Hands through the tackle and found a willing and capable Adrian Carlson lurking on the left wing side. Oh, I've even lost count how many tries we've scored in this game. The last time I checked, it was 6 tries apiece, 12 in the game, but it's gone more than that now. Kubeka. Tough conversion for John Kubeka, but he nails it. What a kick. 49 points, placed 43. but the Elander are still in it. They're not going to go away. 12 minutes left on the clock. Potgieter and Boertes, it's a fair contest in the air. And Lushozi comes up with it. In fact, it's actually Sibi and Sean Potgieter contesting for that ball. "14 tries in the game. Simply astonishing and outrageous. Coaching staffs are probably tearing their hair out, and how porous the defense on either side has been this afternoon. In from Octavian Muller, the scrum is going forward from Raiders. They can't get the penalty though, but look at this, lovely. Lentuan is in a bit of space. Can they finish it off? Oh, the pass on the inside is not accurate, but Kubeka is sweeping it up for Raiders. Big hit on Lushozi. But they were playing an advantage. Quickly go Raiders. Can they finish it off? It's Octavian Miller. Yam is still out for an advantage. Over the top. Brilliant. Damon Sinuka, the man who scores. Difficult to say that is game, set, match because of how much spirit this Elander side has shown. But the advantage with just a little over 10 minutes to play belongs to the visitors. Damon Sinuka scores. 15 tries in the game. Raiders have hit the 50 mark. My goodness. And bodies strewn across this Alberton Rugby Club pitch. Kubeka nailed one from a similar position just a minute ago. And can he convert here to make it a little bit difficult for the Elander to get back in this game? Measured approach from Kubeka. And that just pulls it wide of that right post. But it's Raiders who are in front by 54 points to 43. And it might be a little bit difficult now for the Elander to get back in this game. Tap back on the Elander side to JJ Krier, who's been so willing to carry this afternoon. Paulson goes the short-hand side to Khotsombele. The arm is out for an advantage to the Elander. So it's a free play for Paulson. Finds Jason Puerta through the first tackle. And then finds JJ Krier. And referee Renier Vermeulen has seen enough and blows the penalty for the Elander. My goodness. How difficult of a job now will it be for the Elander? They've shown so much spirit to get back. Every time Raiders has streaked forward and clear on the scoreboard, they've come back. But you should imagine the 2 tries from Adrian Karlsson and Damon Sinuka have just taken it a little bit out of the Elander reach. Scholz, though, has an important job, is to find Potgieter, in which he does. Line out and drive is going forward from the Elander, but towards the touchline. So it's good defense so far. And there's a foot in touch from the Elander. Jury's now in possession. Lentour, and the referee has called them all the way back. $54 points to 43. Lwazi Ngobo looking for CBCB, but it's messy, but the ever capable and reliant Kumanijia mops up. Kubeka under some pressure. And it's a brilliant touch finder. Gets the bounce of the ball. As Raiders and John Kubeka. He's chewed off 50 meters with that kick as John Kubeka. Scholz ferries it with Potgieter, and then Scholz gets rid of his opposite number in Ngobo. And a bit of argy-bargy going on. The referee hasn't spotted that they've gone quickly from back play. Just a few introductions between Ngobo and Scholz. The referee's assistant will step in here and advise Renier Vermeulen on what transpired. I have a feeling though that Lwazi Ngobo is in a bit of trouble. Yeah, he went flying in after the tackle was made and dived on Scholz on the ground. Long consultation. Get away with just a penalty here, will Raiders, but it could have been worse. It could well have been worse. Lwazi Ngobo being penalized for diving on Scholz on the ground. Four minutes left on the clock. Can the Elander finish this game on a high? Brandon Scholz is up and ready to throw, but it's gone awry, and CBCB has lost it forward. Now Benny Portis going into a heavy hit from Lwazi Ngobo. That referee was playing an advantage for the knock from CBCB. Still, the Elander with a great opportunity here to score yet another try. Game's been played largely in great spirit, besides Scholz and Ngobo just introducing themselves a minute ago. In from Paulson, and they were walking right around that were Raiders, so the penalty will go to the Elander. Decision time now for Taylor Paulson. Does he tap and go, or does he go back to the scrum? Someone's getting a talking to from Renier Vermeulen. We've lost a bit of discipline, have Raiders, in the last few minutes of this game. Renier Vermeeren just making sure that the discipline levels are upheld. Marches them a further 10 meters forward. Paulson to Brandon Skolton. Good tackle from Gia again. There's men of the ball. And they weren't releasing that ball. Well, Raiders. Penalty again to Elander. Tap and go. Goes short Potgieter. Short of the line is Potgieter. Benny Portes in the absence of a Taylor Paulson who's on the ground. What does the referee say here? He'll consult with his near side touch assistant, but I think the Elander have crossed the line. It's a matter of whether the player was in front of the ball before he picked it up. But the try has been awarded. The try has been awarded to the Elander. Sneaky play that. Brilliant. They're trying to check who the player is, but it's such good play. No pillar defense from Raiders. And an easy dive over the line. Might well be Eshen van Skalkwyk who scored. And Jason Porter converts, but it's a bit too late for the Elander. A valiant effort, a valiant fight in what has been a thrilling encounter on round 13 of the Pirates Grand Challenge. It's Raiders who come away with the 54 points to 51. But a match that will live on for the ages here at Alberton Rugby Club. It's finished at full time. Raiders will take the points back to Bill Jardine. They've won this game by 54 points to 50 against the Elander. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you next week in the Castle Lager Pirates Grand Challenge.